Oh, there he is. I have to view.
How's it going, Jay?
Jakobe, this is so fucking cool. I didn't even know we could do two screens. I just found
Yeah,
this out. Yes, if I knew this, I would have done so many interviews with all these different people. Okay, how are things going with you in a crazy time like this? What have you been doing
oh
like to
man,
pass your time? Because I'm not living by. I'm not even looking at the clock. The clock, what time it is, what day it is. I
yeah,
just found
yeah.
out yesterday was Friday.
hmm
So what have you been doing to pass the time on this crazy time like this?
Oh man, I've just been getting back to like the basics, just getting back to things that I don't get to do usually, like cooking, like really good food, like learning new recipes, just like reading, relaxing, taking naps, drinking tea, and spending a lot of time with my partner Kira, just hanging out and just keeping each other sane and stuff, through all
Uh-huh.
these stuff. Um, I think there's like a healthy medium of staying educated on everything that's going on right now, but also like giving your mind a bit of time to rest from all this stuff and keeping yourself distracted, keeping yourself sane, just doing whatever it is that keeps you happy and stuff.
Jacoby, I've been flying drones all day yesterday.
Flying drones.
Yes, just
Hell
to
yeah.
pass the time. Okay, so Jacoby, today's supposed to be the anarchist gathering in Sacramento.
Yeah, supposed to be.
Supposed to be. I was laughing so hard last week because I was talking to you and I was saying that, hey, I don't want to tell you what to do. I
Yeah.
don't want to tell you what to do, but could you guys consider canceling or moving it? Because I thought it was crazy. Because I said I'm
Yeah.
not coming. Then I was talking to Headdress, and they were saying, "Yeah, we're still doing it." I was like, "You guys are crazy."
Yeah, we are all. I think it's just this has been something that we've been really all looking forward to for like months and months, and especially with
Mm-hmm.
working on the zine and stuff. Like this is something I put all my free time into this past year. So it was kind of disappointing. Like I kind of had to like go through stages of just like giving up or whatever, just like being like, okay, I'm not gonna cancel this gig or whatever. I really want to still do it because I put all my time and energy into it. But then like shit started to get more real the
Uh
past like
huh.
four whatever. So first, one of the bands dropped because of what was going on because they live in SoCal. The band P22 because they said that some of their jobs got closed down and stuff, and
Uh
so
huh.
they get scared and stuff about traveling. So at first I was like, oh well, that sucks. But I guess some people are taking this more seriously than others, and just as more and more stuff was coming out about this, and more people's jobs were starting to get sacrificed, including my own. I started to realize that maybe it wasn't the right move to throw this gig, and I was trying to do it just because the venue I was throwing it at too. They're kind of they only get their money
Mm-hmm.
from doing gigs and stuff. So I thought, it would. They were telling me like if people keep canceling shows, then this place might not be there by the end of this whole pandemic. So I was trying to still support them and do that, but I think the right thing to happen is just shutting it down or whatever.
Okay, that's good. That's good though. But I just find it funny talking to the Joey from Headdress when I was talking to him, and he goes, "Why aren't you at home?" He goes, "Well, Katie's DJing. We're at some kind of event." I was like, "What? You guys are fucking crazy."
Yeah, well they live in like kind of like a rural area too, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not very city like or whatever. So I can imagine that they wouldn't be seeing it as much as like me and would be seeing it living in places like
Uh-huh.
Walnut, Sacramento. So yeah, I think that like especially yeah, because all the headdress like the other half lives over in Riverside, and they're
Right.
kind of included too. But it kind of I guess it took them a bit longer for all the hysteria to hit them.
Right. I also heard it's safe. It's okay to go outside if there's nobody.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like a ghost town out here. So.
Yeah, yeah, totally. It's smart to if you are going to be going outside or whatever,
Mhm.
just make sure you're not like hanging out in groups and stuff. But I've been going on bike rides a lot too because just to clear my mind. There's like a really good bike trail out here in Sacramento I've been taking, and I've been honestly taking it with a couple of my family members because we could still hang out as long as we're not like all close to each other. So it's a nice time to still get together and, you know, exercise or whatever. I think that's like kind of just like it helps a lot with your mental. So I've been doing that a lot too. I recommend that to people who are feeling cooped up, like going on a bike ride with your friends. Like you could still do that and stuff.
Okay, if the anarchists went on in Sacramento right now today, what will we see at the anarchist gathering?
Well, we had a couple speakers. We had a couple workshops, so we had a bunch of bands, a couple vendors and stuff. So we're postponing the event. It's not being canceled. So whenever all this stuff blows over, we're gonna reschedule it, and all the bands and all the speakers and stuff want to come back and do it. But so what is gonna happen? We had Billy X Jennings from the Oakland Black Panther Party, who's going to come and speak and talk about the Black Panther movement back in the 70s and 80s, in which he was involved in, and things you can take from it, and like all the kind of things and community oriented events they would throw. And it's really just like inspiring hearing him talk and talk about like resistance and stuff like that. So he was going to speak, and he was going to do like a PowerPoint and stuff to start it off. And then we were going to have Moonbow from Sacramento. They're a local band. They were gonna play. Then after that, I was gonna have me and my partner Kira. We were gonna speak. We were gonna maybe do some poetry and just talking a bit about animal exploitation and such. And then we had a speaker from Sacramento Peace Action, which is like kind of like an anti-war organization out here in Sacramento, and they have a lot of like protests and demonstrations, and they were going to talk a bit about their organization and what they do.
Wow, that's cool.
And so then they were going to speak, and I wish I would have known what they were going to speak about, but I guess that's for later on. And then we had Headdress, obviously, Peace Punk from the Inland Empire. We're going to play Argument, Anarcho Punk from LA. We're going to play, and I believe that's it. Yeah, P22 as well, the other band that dropped. Another really cool anarcho-punk band from LA we're going to play. And and then there were a couple of the speakers were going to vend as well. And there was going to be like information and stuff. And then I was also going to be selling my zine. It was going to be the release for my animal human rights zine, which I think we're going to talk about next. So all like the whole like ethos behind that is just striving to survive, causing the least suffering possible. So during my speech, I was going to talk a bit about that, and I was going to talk more about what we can do to take care of each other during these times and all that. If you want, in a little bit, I can read you kind of an excerpt from the next issue of like kind of how I open it up.
I have it right here.
Oh, that's the first issue.
Okay, beginning of the end, your fanzine. It's a benefit for Farm Sanctuary. Second issue? What is it going to be benefit for?
It is still towards animal sanctuaries. The last issue I had.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Your second issue is going to be a benefit for the animal sanctuary as well, right?
Yes.
What would you? Because we're facing all this crazy madness right now. I mean, how would you explain to people, hey, why are you doing it for the animals when we're in this kind of crazy situation? Why can't you do it for humans and stuff? How would you respond to that, something like that? Why is it always animals? Animal rights benefit.
Yeah. I do definitely think that animal and human rights coincide a lot, especially with all the exploitation and stuff that's happening over in other countries and indigenous people, displacement from to make room for grazing and stuff, like all those Amazon fires and stuff going on, and also a lot of slaughterhouse workers are paid under the table and paid like less than minimum wage, and they're basically doing the dirty work for people that can't, or like they're doing the dirty work for the people who they're being paid by and stuff. And it's honestly, it's all really. Well, let me drink some tea.
Hey, what kind of tea are you drinking?
I'm drinking chamomile.
Oh, okay.
Do you like my coffee cup?
Oh, the conflict coffee cup. That's so cool.
Yeah, I had a Killing Joke one, but it broke.
Did not break when they send it to you?
Yeah, because they sent it from England. Mortar Hate did, and they sent it in like a little box that was like insulated. And I opened it up, and it just like crumbled. But I messaged them. I like wrote to them. I emailed them, and they were like really cool and sent me another one. But back to the question at hand, I was gonna say, I think that there is a time and place to care for human rights and care for animal rights.
Uh-huh.
I initially started the magazine to just help the animals because at the time I was very, very passionate about animal rights, and I wanted to. Seeing all like the really fucked up footage of just slaughterhouses and how animals are treated worldwide and different forms of animal exploitation, I felt like I was kind of powerless. And the reason why I wanted to start this zine because I wanted to somewhat feel like I could help the global oppression that's happening worldwide daily. Like I wanted
Uh-huh.
to help monetarily because all the money I make from my job is really check to check. I have to spend it on my living expenses and stuff. So this is something that I combine two things I really love, which is like punk stuff, like anarcho punk, but also give it back towards animals and what matters and kind of what the root is, what we're all fighting for.
Wow. That's cool. So tell me about your new issue. I heard you have Existence in it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's my favorite band,
yeah.
Existence.
Awesome. Yeah, I felt like I
And
really needed to include them because they were speaking about animal rights and speaking about, like,
shit, you're
on that
frozen.
for punks and stuff.
Okay,
So this is Dottie, by the way.
that's cool.
Yeah,
And
so
and
I'm
who,
really
who
glad. I interviewed Sean, the singer, and
uh,
he's like really, really fucking awesome. And I talked to him about some really cool issues in which stuff that I actually wanted to know more about vivisection and stuff. And he really educated me a lot on the whole matter. And I'm really glad to put it out there and have him able to kind of speak and have a platform once again after all these years to kind of like talk to people about animal exploitation and all that.
and Flower from New York.
Yeah, Flower. Yeah, I booked them
Name
when they
all the bands. Who's in
like
the second issue?
what was that?
Name all the bands that's in the second issue of your zine.
Okay, so we have Lifeless Dark from Boston.
Uh-huh.
We have Napalm Death from the UK. We have
Wait. Which member did you interview from Napalm Death?
Barney. He was the second. He was the second vocalist in the
Oh
band.
wow,
He
that's
joined
cool.
in Harmony Corruption. He
Uh-huh.
replaced Lee Dorian
Right.
after From Enslavement to Obliteration. But he's been a vegetarian since the 80s and then went vegan actually
Right.
the past like 10, 15 years. So he's really passionate about these issues, and he's actually done interviews for PETA and
Oh
other
wow.
animal organizations. So I found his email. I just
Uh-huh.
I had a message a couple of friends, whatever, and I got his email and I wrote to him uh, about like wanting to be in the zine and stuff, and he was like really cool. Like it took a while back to email because he was on tour and stuff, but he wrote back to me and he was like really fucking cool and like really down for the cause and everything. So I sent him off the interview, and like a couple weeks later he like sent back these really awesome responses. So I'm fucking stoked on it.
That's cool. That's cool. So is this? Can we do a mail order since the event's not going on? To get a copy of
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So
Because
I
post
still
offices are still open.
yeah, definitely. The post office is still open, so I definitely do want to go ahead and I want to mail them off. I haven't because I've been honestly focusing more on just
I think the
surviving through
video
all this shit right
froze.
now and just staying sane. So, I think the next couple days I'm gonna get it all together and probably put it up for sale, but we'll see. We'll see. Everyone will be updated and stuff, but I really want to get it out there because there's a lot of messages in here right now, which I think would be pretty important. So what's going on, like it'll kind of coincide with staying sane, keeping the light in your life, and just trying not to let the world around you like diminish
Mhm.
you. You know what I'm saying? Turn you into nothing.
Cool. Hey, back to Sacramento. When everything calms down, when you get the gathering going back, is it
Mhm.
possible to use two rooms, or are you going to just do it in one room?
I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I mean,
And one's by the
potentially,
other rooms by the restaurant bar, right? And the back.
yeah.
Yeah.
So potentially, there will be more bands that will want to play when we put it back together because I was only able to get about 4 bands for this,
Uh-huh.
and for the anarchist gatherings we like to have around like eight or seven or eight bands or whatever, and have it be a whole day thing. But a lot of bands had a lot of stuff going on during this time. So hopefully when we rebook, a lot of these bands will be able to play like some of the really cool bands from Oakland, all like Mystic Priestess and all them. So hopefully we would be able to do 2 rooms and make it a whole day thing when it comes about.
I remember on your other benefit show it was Iconoclast and all those bands, and they came all the way from LA. You were giving them money, and the Iconoclast was no, it's okay, use it for the cause. And I was blown out. I go, what the fuck? They drove all the way from LA. They won't even take a ferry.
Yeah, all the
That
bands,
was
all the
crazy. Yeah, and Headdress and all the bands.
Yeah, that's
That's
like it's
crazy.
really fucking sweet. I mean, I had to like I ended up just like slipping in the money secretly, anyways, because I don't feel right about having them come out
Right.
and do all this. I know it's a labor of love for all of them, so they're definitely not doing it for the money, but
Uh-huh.
um, it's really it was really cool and really touching. Like the first one, I was really stoked on, and it was like a whole experience.
That
Just
was a
like
really amazing show.
thanks,
I had a
man.
really good time on that one.
Yeah, I really hope all this shit blows over soon so we can have another one because yeah, it was a really good time and it was really touching and it was like kind of something I needed at that time in my life and it definitely helped inspire me to want to go on and write the second one.
Hey, so are you guys all stocked up and doing good? Like paper towels, toilet paper, canned food, dry
Yeah,
food, everything.
surprisingly, like before all the shit started to pop off, I bought a bunch of toilet paper and
That's
like all
good.
that stuff. But I didn't even
Cool.
know that. Like, I just bought it just because we ran out, not because I
Uh-huh.
was stock up all crazy. But we still have like a bunch of the stuff. So I'm stoked on that. And we got like during once like kind of the fear and stuff started setting in, I just decided to we have a Sacramento Natural Foods Co-op,
Hmm.
and they're really cool. They've been rationing everything out between people, so people can only get like 2 bags of rice or 2 packs of toilet paper, so somebody doesn't come out and buy out all the shit. So I went there and I was able to get some like dried rice and beans and stuff. Since we're going to be quarantined, so I can like really work on really cool like raw vegan bulk meals. So I've been honestly doing a lot of reading and stuff on that. So I'm really stoked to have all this time to experiment with cooking and making new vegan food I've never made before.
I was I was talking to 7th Street Punks,
Mm-hmm.
Austin and them. So I don't know if they were fucking around or not, but they said that they're out of toilet paper, so they haven't taken a shit for 3 days.
Oh my god,
I don't know if they're fucking
old
with me
man
or
food.
not, man. That's what they're saying.
That's kind of funny. Shit in the bush, Take it back to take it back to the roots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about some more of the bands that were on here where we
Okay.
left off. So we had Lifeless Dark, talked about them from Boston, Napalm Death, Exit Stance, Flower from New York.
Flower.
Yeah, Flower's really rad. They're like really awesome. They're like
Did you see
one
the
of the closest.
Facebook? What Flower did?
What was that?
The police started harassing all the homeless people in New York.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. The member of Flower took a picture of it, and about 4 or 5 police officers harassing homeless, and one of the
Yeah.
guy was doing that white power sign with his finger.
Yeah.
A live photo. It's on the Facebook. You saw it,
Yeah,
right?
I've seen that. It's fucking
Yeah.
insane.
That's why I posted a comment. Hey, be careful, because I don't want him to get shot or anything.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
was crazy.
yeah, shit, man. Police are like the most well organized gang in the world that can literally get away with murder. So I'm pretty terrified of them too. So, I mean, yeah, right now it's like a really scary time in the world. I'm like not trying to keep myself distracted, but also myself educated with everything that's going on. But police terror, I don't know. I think it's just gonna get worse throughout all this shit because people are gonna get restless and there's gonna be like some civil unrest if they actually implement martial law and all that stuff. So it's kind of scary times we're living in. So I just advise everyone to be safe and be cooperative with the police right now because they can literally have the power to do whatever they want with you. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Anyways, back to the bands. We don't have to keep getting on these tangents. So yeah, Flower from New York. I was gonna say they're like definitely one of my favorite bands right now, like current bands. I'm really stoked around. They give me hope for the future of punk because for a long time people were just kind of spewing out the same shit over and over again and not actually trying to do shit for social change or and it's really cool that they're becoming more and more popular too because political bands should be popular right now because of what's going on in the world and the state that we're in and everything. Like there's no reason to not be overtly political, especially when you have a platform like music. You know what I'm saying? Like if people are into your band, like why not use that platform to be political and to spread messages of equality, peace, and love. And I think that that's something that more bands need to do. So I was really stoked to have Flower be a part of this. And like they actually reached out to me for a Sacramento show, and it was before I even asked them if they wanted to be in the zine.
Oh,
And so I was like, yeah, I'll book your show if you want to be my zine. And they're just like, yeah, fuck yeah. So it worked out perfectly. And like it was really cool hanging out with them. They're all like, it's not there. You could tell it's really like something that they take to heart. It's their passion. It's not something that's like just like a fucking style thing or something. So
I love
really
their
cool
banners.
hanging out with them. What was that?
I love their banners, the backdrops, huge banners they have.
Yeah, their banners are awesome.
Yeah.
They actually taught me something really cool because about making banners because I would always do like when I would ever paint a black banner, I would like get white screen printing ink to paint on the white, and it would never like really come through all the way. But what they would do, which is really fucking awesome, because black, like just black, like cheap black paint is like really cheap or whatever. So you can go ahead and just get a white banner and just paint the black all around, and then leave the white like the negative space from the white banner behind it. So that was something really cool I learned. Like you can straight up use like any fucking material for that too, just like a sheet or whatever, like a cheap sheet and a cheap black paint. So that's something that I'm probably gonna do for my next banner.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And then okay, so the next band is Private Jesus Detector from Belgium. They're like they're kind of like the odd man out in the group. Well, all the bands on the zine are pretty different, but Private Jesus Detector, they're like one of the more noisy acts on the in the zine. They're from Belgium. They're really fucking cool. They're really inspired by like Mob 47 and other bands like that at the time, but they have their own deal. It was there because they came out towards the later end of the 80s, kind of more of like the crustcore wave. So they were playing with shows with bands like Hiatus and Doom, Extreme Noise Terror, and all that. So they were kind of like that wave of thing. They had two vocalists, and they were political too. They're all into animal rights and stuff. And so they wrote about a lot of that shit. So they only released like 2 tapes or whatever though. But I managed to talk to them about their releases and stuff, and how they feel about animal rights and all that. And they actually, since they're from Belgium, I thought there'd be like a really bad language barrier or whatever. But one of the dudes answered in Dutch, and then the other dude translated it out back to English and sent it to me. So I'm really stoked on it. I'm really glad to have them be a part of it.
Hey, can you change things on your app? This is so fucking cool, this technology.
Yeah, I think I can. But let's see.
Hey, but you should post it online so you could just sell it so we could get copies and stuff. I really want to I really want to read an existence.
Yeah, I'm definitely planning on it soon. It's just a matter of like getting some other shit in my life squared away first. I want to like make sure my house and my animals and all that shit is all taken care of, and my mental state and all that before I go ahead and commit to going out and shipping all these things or whatever. But it should be within this month, if not the beginning of April, that I'm going to be.
Cool.
Yeah, but if you guys follow me, if you don't follow me, my @ is Moral Bondage, MORALBONDAGE. If you follow me, I'll be posting updates about when it's going to be for sale. So it's going to be $10, and it's probably going to be like $2 or $3 to ship in the United States, maybe like a couple more dollars for international. Just give me a follow, and we can talk. And also, something that's really cool that I do with the zine, anybody can contribute whatever they want. So if you're an artist, if you're a poet, if you like to write articles about animal, human rights, whatever, you can go ahead and email me. My email is beginningofthendzine@gmail.com. So this issue is all ready to print and everything. So I'm not going to be able to take any more commissions for this. But the next issue, which I'm going to be doing, anyone can email me what they want to submit or whatever, as long as it has some like it has love in it, love and meanings of peace.
What's your plan for the day?
Today, I don't know. I was probably going on a bike ride in a little bit, get my head outside, out of the clouds in here. Probably do some reading. I was something that's cool that I'm planning on doing actually is doing a reprint of the first scene, because a lot of people have been talking to me about they want the first scene again, but I ran out. I only made 200 and I ran out pretty quick, so wow. I want to reprint those. But actually, Mars, bass player from Flower, wanted to reprint them, so I have to rescan the whole first zine, and I'm going to send them out to them, and they're going to send me some copies, and they're going to keep some copies for the East Coast. So I'm really stoked about that. I'll probably do some of that scanning today because I've just been bullshitting on it. I feel bad. If you're listening, Mar, I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Where are we at next? The next band, because we keep getting off topic.
Oh, okay.
Agar the Womb from the UK.
I love that band. Agar the Womb.
Yeah, that was actually from the interview we did with them.
They've been around since the 80s.
Yep, yeah, they're classic. And then another band I got is a band called No War from Montreal. They're a new anarcho punk band. They remind me a lot of like Dirt mixed with like early alternative. It's like female fronted band, but it's a really fucking cool group. It's like very like I don't know. It's like good starting point saying dirt and alternative, but they have their own sound and stuff too. I don't want to like cut them short by saying they're just like dirt knockoffs or whatever the fuck. Yeah, but if you haven't listened to if all of you guys haven't listened to No War, definitely check them out. They're another really cool anarcho punk band. It's like shared members from the Conscripts and a couple other bands. I think Mueco. Yeah. But yeah, they're really cool. They're from Montreal. You guys should check them out if you haven't. The next band I got is Potential Threat from the UK, the old classic UK 82 band.
Used to be my favorite band in the 80s, Potential Threat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pauline, right? You got in touch with Pauline, the singer.
Yeah, I interviewed Pauline. It was actually, I didn't know Potential Threat was going to be a part, like actually until the very end, because I was messaging with Pauline for a while, and she's having some health issues, I'm sure you've seen.
Yes.
And so part of it was like really hard for her to try to recall a lot of the stuff from the 80s because she has like some trouble remembering that stuff because of her condition. So I had to send her like one question at a time, and we kind of I like took my time with her and just was like really caring and stuff, and just like told her like, listen, like you don't have to do the interview, like just your health matters most, like just take care of yourself. And she was like really adamant about finishing it, so it was awesome. She finished off the rest of the questions like within the last like couple weeks that I needed it, and I managed to like pull together the section for the zine. So I'm really glad to have her a part of it. Potential Threat were one of like the first. For those who don't know, Potential Threat were like one of the 82 bands to really like go ahead and talk about
direct action band,
animal rights and stuff, and vivisection and all that. They definitely took cues and stuff from Conflict, and Mortar Hate ended up signing them, and they released a record through Mortar Hate. But they definitely have their own fucking deal going on.
Gosh,
their songs, I honestly like them a little more than Conflict.
Just really quick, you should have asked her about what she thinks about all the veggie burgers at fast food restaurants now. Because remember the old album?
Yeah.
Not Demand Alternative, the second album, they were singing about like throwing brick through the window, like blowing shit up or burning. So the crazy stuff, man, it was so crazy.
They're definitely very militant back in the day. And you know what's something cool that I didn't actually know until years and years later? Pauline got pregnant during when they were like recording their records, and they
the first one or the second one?
I think it was the second one. She got pregnant, and then she was playing shows pregnant, and then had a kid, and then released the shit, and then like went on tour, like having a baby and all that shit. So it's really cool to me. Like she was like being a mom. She kind of had these two lives or whatever, but animal rights and baby shit meant so much to her, and the message she was pushing out. Like she was still doing all that stuff when she was pregnant. So I find that really inspiring.
Yeah, so her lyrics were very militant. This is the zine, beginning of the end, the first issue. I'm holding.
Hell yeah. You should hold on to that forever, because I have like one copy left, and it's like all fucked up.
All right, keep going.
Okay.
I'm just holding this so people can see it.
The next band that I had on there was Nosferatu. They're a band from Austin, Texas. They're a really cool new American punk band. Or they're not new. They've been around for about maybe like 5 or 6 years. But they're like super fast core, like really hardcore good shit. You have to listen to them. It's definitely something like it's like off on the vein of like Void, Coro, and bands like that. Like very, very like fast, chaotic punk. Like I seen them at Anarchy Labs 2019. They blew me out of the water. Like seriously, fucking really cool shit. So if you're into American, like fast, American good, Poison Idea style hardcore, definitely check out Nosferatu. They're on like a whole other fucking wave of shit. And they just released a record called Solution A not too long ago. You should check that out. But the singer of that band is like really about animal rights too. And he goes to school. I forgot what he does, but he studies stuff, and he's like all about just kind of dismantling our ideas of how we commodify animals and stuff like that, which is really awesome. And then the last band I interviewed is this band called Mankind. They're an old 90s political punk band from the East Coast. And yeah, I wrote to them because I think that their messages that they express in their music are still really important, and I really love their music too. They're like one of those American bands that totally took inspiration from the first wave of like
Mhm.
anarcho punk and stuff, and then like kept it going or whatever. So I was really stoked to be able to interview them, and it was Pablo, or no, sorry, not Pablo,
Picasso.
Picasso.
Yeah,
uh,
I stayed with them in Pittsburgh a couple months ago.
yeah, I seen you
Yeah.
interview him too. He's really he's really really cool. He seems like he's really about it and stuff. I feel bad because he wanted, like, we did the interview or whatever, like when we started, um and he sent it over to me, and then like right when I was about to print the next one, he's like, oh, the other member of the band wrote back to me, like he wants to answer some questions now too, and I'm like, sorry man, it's
Oh,
too late.
was
But
it Bill or Stacy?
I think it was Bill. Yeah,
Bill,
Stacy.
right.
I think Stacy's really busy. I asked if Stacy wanted to do an interview, but she was like really
She's
really
an
busy or
MMA
whatever.
instructor.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's an MMA instructor. She has her own dojo.
Yeah, yeah. I want to say hi to my friend Jonah, who just joined. Hi, Jonah. Thanks for hanging out with us.
All the dojos and gyms are closed now, Jakobe. All over here.
What was that?
Wait, I'm Korea. We're not an experiment of the U.S. or China. Okay, now I was reading something, but all the dojos and gyms are closed up here too.
Oh man, yeah. I bet me and Kira started going to the gym and stuff not too long ago.
Oh, which gym do you guys go to?
Just the YMCA because it's cheap.
Oh, you know
But
what's cheap? UFC gym is cheap.
I don't think we have any of those in Sacramento.
Oh, okay, because they have like so many different classes you could take.
Uh,
But hey, about 15 years ago or a long time ago, I used to work at YMCA
yeah.
as a swim instructor and a lifeguard.
Oh
2 years
damn,
ago, yeah.
that's
But
funny.
that's cool. Does this YMCA there have a swimming pool?
Yeah, I never use it. I just do cardio stuff. I'm not like
Oh,
looking
okay.
to like get all buff or anything. I just kind of want to shave off,
Uh-huh.
some of those love handles. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I wanted to go over some of the sanctuaries in which I donate to on the
Okay.
next issue. Um, this next issue. So the first sanctuary I'm going to be donating to, I donated it to last time. The last scene, it's called New Life Sanctuary, Life After Labs. It's an animal sanctuary that is exclusively devoted to the rescue and rehabilitation of animals safe from laboratories. The sanctuary offers a permanent home to pigs, cats, dogs, rabbits, rats, mice, and others, where they will never suffer in the name of vivisection or be confined to any small cages ever again. So that first one, that's in Lake Elsinore, California. I really hope to
Oh
actually go
wow,
visit
that's
this
cool.
day. That's actually close to where Headdress lives. And then the next one is one that members of No War from Montreal recommended because it's in Montreal. It's called the Safe Sanctuary. It's an animal sanctuary located in Montreal, Quebec, which cares for animals rescued from slaughter and exploitation, including goats, pigs, sheep, horses, and cows. Safe Sanctuary also hosts educational programs to the public with workshops in elementary schools about the animals' histories, animal welfare, and share the background on the conditions of these animals, where they came from, and the realities of our modern food system in an age-appropriate way. So I find that really cool because they're not only a sanctuary, but they go out and they educate like
That's
kids
awesome.
in elementary schools and stuff. Because realistically, I think animal exploitation all takes part because it's like the system in which we're raised in. We like from when we're children, we are taught that like these animals are worth less than us, or some animals like they don't deserve they deserve to just live just for us to eat them or the fuck. So I think it's really important that we teach kids from like a young age that we shouldn't be discriminating against animals because they're sentient and they have feelings, and they shouldn't their life shouldn't be dictated by us or for us. So the next sanctuary, it's kind of a funny name. It's called the Rasta Sanctuary, but it stands for Rescue and Sanctuary for Threatened Animals. This is in British Columbia. How to say the city, Camannius. I don't know. I don't know what to say it. So it was formed in 2001, originating as Alberta's premier no-kill and cageless all-animal rescue with a unique non-discriminatory approach, open to all animals regardless of size, age, or species. Almost 20 years ago, Rasta began to see a desperate need for animal farm refuge and advocacy. Over time, this inspiration led to the sanctuary's eventual evolution to a permanent refuge and lifelong care for abandoned and abused animals, focusing on farm animal rescue and advocacy. Rescue and Sanctuary for Threatened Animals Sanctuary strives to promote a more compassionate world through education and advocacy. So that's another one that does a lot of outreach and education stuff. And then the last one that I'm donating to in this issue is called Only Sunshine Sanctuary, which is in Alberta, California. It is a new animal sanctuary, actually, that is just located north of Sacramento. It's in this little town called Alberta. They care for pigs, goats, chicken, rabbits, and more, giving them a forever home to live free of exploitation. This sanctuary is still growing with just a little over an acre of land to care for these animals at the moment, but with more donations and more attention, they can increase their size and qualities of life. So typically with the zine, I like to promote the smaller animal sanctuaries, the not so well-known ones, because the well-known ones, they get a lot of donations and stuff, but the small ones, lesser well-known, they barely receive any donation. That's what I try to do, is kind of like promote those animal sanctuaries, how to put them more on the map, because I think every animal sanctuary is equal no matter how many animals they have. It's like it's the meaning that's behind it. And I think that everyone realistically wants to one day, like take care of multiple animals. So I think it's really important that we shed love for these like lesser known ones and all that.
Jakobe, I forgot to mention this since you talked about sanctuary. Gina from Animal Rights Direct Action Coalition from the 90s, and she used to do no compromise. She has a sanctuary in Southern California, but I forgot the name of it. I have to ask Marty. Marty been to the sanctuary she's at. It's a full-on non-profit sanctuary. Marty been there before. So I'll ask Marty. Get back
Tell me more about that, Jay. That sounds interesting. I never knew that they had an animal sanctuary.
Yeah, she opened it up. Yeah, it's her non-profit sanctuary and stuff. I got to talk to Marty. You remember Marty?
Yeah. Let me know more about that.
Yeah, let me talk to her and get back to you on it, because she's been to her sanctuary and stuff. Yeah. So hey, thanks a lot, and I'm gonna upload this on. I'm gonna save this video and upload it on Facebook as well.
Okay.
Cool. And also tonight, I'm going to interview Fias de Sistema and Substantia Fabula, what time it will be.
I hope everyone is taking care of themselves.
I'm looking forward for your second issue. That's going to be cool. Don't forget, Beginning of the End fans, check out his, was it on your Facebook, right?